And you know the difference between you and I, Jojo, is
It,
last week on the podcast, you showed our viewers your cool glasses with the Two Homeboys logo, and you did not send me one.
yes.
You're gonna get one of these in the next couple days at your
Oh
house.
my gosh. Oh man. Well, I had a feeling that might come up, and that was it's a bit of a touchy subject. Did you see that I just changed my fucking name back?
Well, that was nice because we were able to pick the best sellers and things like that. What you found was
Bitch, I can see you falling asleep while I'm telling my
I'm not
story.
falling asleep. Look, just try it.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Two gray shirts. All right, welcome everybody. Happy to have you here.
Yeah.
This glass of mine was my birthday gift from Owen and Emily, or I think it was
Oh,
for both of them. So they
what a
got me.
great gift.
Yeah, they got that for me, and so that I don't know what the source of it was. I could have asked,
Yeah, yeah.
but then also I didn't want
No,
to
no,
rub
no, no,
any.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah. But tell Owen I got a bone to pick with him because, yeah.
yeah. So I've been thinking about not showing our beverages. So
Mm.
are we good? Are we like ready to go now? That
Oh, we're
friggin'
recording. Yeah, because I wanted your
the reaction.
reaction. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
recording.
that
Yeah.
that is cool. That is really good. Nice. And what a great a great way for you to bring in the Classy Art latest release into the mix. I got the skateboards, you've got the neon.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like
I didn't
it's
even think about
perfect.
it. For those that don't know, Classy Art now sells neon signs with all the fabulous slogans that are and catchphrases from the social medias.
Yeah.
Slay
Yeah.
all day.
I gotta see if I could find my my anti-oil wipes here. Hang on a second.
Greasy.
Yeah, I don't know where they
So
are.
can you that'll do. Can you talk about
So.
what not showing the drink while wiping the grease?
Yeah. So I've been thinking about that, and um, we've been not showing the brand of the stuff that we're drinking is sort of being silly because they're we don't have any sponsors, and
Yeah.
and until somebody sponsors us, we're not going to give them the free
All,
advertising
all
amongst
12 followers. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I started thinking, what we're withholding from the big whiskey brands is not really affecting their business all that much, and it might be
Really?
interesting. Blanton's called me and said, "Please, guys, just mention us.
Just once, please.
We'll give you a free sip." Um,
So
so
refreshing.
I was thinking it might be interesting to discuss like what we're drinking this week as part of the podcast, and it would also be a segue for people that do come in or that haven't seen us before. It would help them understand why we're doing this, and so it would kind of further demonstrate that stuff.
All right. Well, today, children, we are drinking a this was a gift. And I like to think it's called Nyak. And it's really interesting. So I hate cognac,
Okay.
but this is a cognac and that's
Oh, it
not gonna
is.
work. Yeah, it's a cognac and it gives bourbon to me. Like it tastes like a bourbon. I wouldn't have brought it otherwise. It's good. I like it. I don't remember who bought it for me, so you're probably not watching. statistically. But thank you. If
And
all
so do
right.
you think that the name is related
Nyack.
to its to what it is? 'Cause my first thought, oh my gosh. My first thought was that it was New York and Alaska for some reason, but
Yep. It's
NYAK,
probably Nyack.
yak,
Cognac.
because that it is a cognac.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and now I'm instantly regretting.
It is. It is a product of France.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, all
So,
right.
how about that? What are you drinking, sir?
Well, that's why it just occurred to me that I'm having one of the more embarrassing in the collection, and it's a great big bottle too. It's the big one, and it's Screwball. When you want your
Hey.
whiskey to taste like peanut butter ice cream, you get Screwball.
Today was the day you decided to bring up we should share
I
bottles.
know that's dumb. So, boss coming over for dinner, treat him to Screwball. So,
Like making funny noises? Nyack. Oh.
so, and so, okay, we have a drink
Crying.
with each
We have a what?
episode. We have a drink.
A-
We,
yeah.
we drink while we're recording the episodes, and the genesis of that is sort of like the genesis of the Two Homeboys podcast, and that is we have conversation around a bar when we're at the furniture markets, and oftentimes those conversations are really interesting, and we have said, man, we should be recording this stuff, or other people have said, this is so great, you should be recording it and putting it out there for people to see. And so we tried the first episode without drinking anything, and we were not nearly as funny as we are when we have the full duplication of the in-person experience.
Yeah, right. And we still haven't yet gotten to the interesting part.
Yeah.
Somehow. We haven't figured that part out. We got the funny down, but the interesting, we're still working on it. We're work in progress.
Yeah. We're workshopping. We're workshopping the podcasting. We're learning. This is episode 9. Do you think that we should mention the date so that people kind of have some context? Years and years from now, when we're on episode 500 and people want to go back and see the first episodes, should we have some kind of timestamp to it that says?
I think you can June 2024. I think because of the delay of us getting them uploaded and post-production and all the things, I think an exact day is like, oh well, that's old news.
Yeah. We don't want it to seem out of date, but also
we should talk about the Hawk Toy Girl while we're here, because every other podcast has talked about it.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah. I mean,
but of course, by the time this comes out, she'll be irrelevant.
Yeah, and forevermore that'll be irrelevant.
Yeah,
so, but it is.
I hope not. I hope she becomes like a big famous person off of a Hawk Toy.
So yesterday we drove to. So I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yesterday we drove to a little town called Dunlap for no real reason, just something to do. It's about 40 minutes away from our house, and we saw it in some local paper kind of thing promoting this town. So we went there to have lunch, and we went through their little shops. In one of the little gift shops in this one traffic light town, where there's nothing else going on in this town. There's like one brewery, maybe a couple of restaurants, a couple of little gift shops, and a bunch of fast food places. But one of those gift shops had hats that said Haktua on them. And I was like, holy cow. Like,
already.
They moved fast. Yeah, that's
fast.
Little town.
My friend sent me the link where you can buy them, but I'm sure they were made to order, but they already got them in stock. And that's impressive.
Yeah. And so imagine and
she's not making anything on it.
That's crazy. I think she is also selling her own shirts and things.
Is she?
She's selling products herself. I believe I read or heard that somewhere.
Maybe.
But you think about a store, like
The
presumably,
logistics,
yeah, some rep.
manufacture, design, manufacture, sell, make, ship, stock on the shelf, like price, enter the SKU. Oh, it's fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
So goes to show you, you're just too involved in this stuff when, too involved in the process of getting merchandise to sell and advertising it and all of that stuff when you go into stores and, I could care less about all the knickknacks in there. But that I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Crazy. Yeah. I want one. I like all the other, or I've heard several people say, because men are obviously like, hell yes, absolutely, hawk toy that shit. And then like some of the people on the different podcasts have been like, so the hawk part feels like a loogie. Can we just do the toy part? Like, no hawk. That was funny.
Yeah. But like this whole thing is really representative of how things have shifted in the world of being viral. It used to be that you had to have lots and lots of followers in order to do something that was going to go viral. It was hard to go viral without some sort of followership because not that many people were presented with your stuff.
Well, TikTok changed that.
That's right.
That was the magic of TikTok, is that anybody can go viral.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm will send it out for 2 or 3 hours to, a few hundred people, and the better it does, the more it'll send. And so TikTok's algorithm changed all that shit.
Yeah.
And then you had people overnight got famous, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, it really opens the door and levels the playing field. Like, you don't have to be Taylor Swift or Post Malone to.
Yeah, hell, they were all late to the game.
Yeah, to have something. Any regular person could become, temporarily famous.
Yeah, I bet P. Diddy was on TikTok pretty quickly with all the children dancing and stuff.
I don't really know like what all of that P. Diddy stuff is about. I know that he's in trouble. I think we talked about this on your birthday trip. Like, I know that he's in trouble and that he did some heinous stuff, but I've not followed it enough to know.
Let's pull up a list. Alex, you think you can grab us a list with the what do you call them? The allegations? Let's type in Diddy allegations or something. And also, in the meantime, if Diddy diddle dudes, how many dudes did Diddy diddle?
So there you go.
Let's see what we got here.
Is he going to share it on the screen or? Oh,
well, right. Yeah, I'd throw it up, but I was kind of waiting until he.
Oh my God, it's just too much to even read. Is there
bullets?
Well, and are there cases? Like, is he in jail or is
I think he fled. Sexual assault, sexual trafficking, engaging in other criminal activity. There are lists of allegations. There's going to be 57 pop-ups.
I'm curious to see what your advertising is. Okay, so you got Perrier.
You got the Google marketer over here, sunglasses.
Well, I think like there's some relevance to this too.
Some strong birds. Yeah, because we get to see what the algorithm thinks he's into.
Yeah.
Have you been researching how to read
toilet paper? He's been shopping for toilet paper on Amazon.
That was a wood finisher, like sealing your wood deck. Hey, how big is your deck? You don't have a deck? You sure you want
Whoa.
to say that in public? Are you one of those non-binaries?
House of Dragon.
You're I like that. That's pretty badass, dude. He identifies as an Apache helicopter. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. I didn't know we could just do whatever we wanted.
Yeah. All right. This is the rules, the new game.
You should see the form you have to fill out at the doctor's office. They don't have check boxes anymore. They got a drop down menu that you scroll through.
Mhm. Just an open text field.
Yeah. But that it's interesting to see those ads because I think that so when people that I know are not really interested in what I do say, what do you do? My sort of short answer is, you know how when you go and you look at shoes on the internet and then for the next month you see ads for shoes all over the place?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I'm the guy
Yeah.
that does that. So that's what I'll tell them.
Yeah,
And
that's a shitty description.
I know,
Yeah, but
but I know
I
that
get
they
it what
don't
you mean.
care. Yeah. And
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
starts a conversation a little bit because they're like, "Oh, so I can be mad at you. Like I hate those ads for shoes." And then
Yeah.
they everybody says, "Oh, I already bought the shoes. I don't need to see the ads for the next month," and stuff like that. But I don't know if it makes it to everybody, but in my world, there's a lot of talk about the end of internet cookies and how it changes advertising and all
Sure.
of these privacy regulations and things like that that are becoming so strict. And the result of that is going to be you're not going to see those ads for shoes anymore. So the things that you
For
look
the
at,
retargeting. So you
yeah,
may not get retargeted because of cookies, but you will still have targeted display ads based on your search history.
yeah, you will still have
Is it
some of that, but then you will also now have ads that are totally irrelevant to you. So and this search history, the ability to show ads based on your search history is it still works now, but
Yeah.
our future is that stuff's not going to work. So what you're going to start seeing are ads for diapers
Women's
and
shoes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like totally
And
irrelevant stuff.
but you know what else that's gonna do is drive prices down of the advertisement. Because
Yeah.
now you're half doing this shotgun blast bullshit with a wide net, and the cost per 1,000 impression you know, is significantly lower
Yeah,
because
you
it's
will.
not as targeted. The value is going away.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the prices will come down significantly. And the other thing that will happen is you'll have to go back to advertising on the sites that have the context of the viewer you want to reach.
Mm-mm.
So, shoe companies will have to advertise on ESPN's website. So
Right.
in some instances, if you're doing sort of the broad approach, your prices will come down. But those generators of content that's worth advertising on, they'll be able to demand more
Or
because
those types of like an ESPN wouldn't sell space on their page,
yeah, yeah.
but
So if
a
you're big,
Forbes magazine might because they're in the business of selling advertising on their magazine or wherever. So like a Forbes would, but an ESPN is a network, so I guess they're in the business of selling
yeah, yeah,
advertising too.
yeah, they
But like,
would.
yeah, they would.
The
Yeah.
really big
That
networks will sell their own ads. So like Home and Garden, ESPN, the
yeah, yeah,
NFL, they will sell their own ads. The ones that open their system to the ecosystem of ads that Google
yeah,
provides are the ones
right.
that are not quite big enough to sell ads themselves. Like Oprah, well, and even the furniture industry publications, so they sell their own inventory, and then whatever
Mhm.
inventory goes unsold, they put into the Google Marketplace.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. And I don't know how long this will take for it to unfold, but I get annoyed that, like, as an advertising guy, when we're watching Hulu and I have to see, suffer through a commercial and it's
Yeah.
irrelevant to me, I get so irritated.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
The advertising guy
yeah,
is
like,
annoyed by
yeah,
advertising.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't
Oh,
have
man.
rosacea. Why are they showing me this ad? This is terrible.
What is rosacea?
I don't know. It's like some medical thing, but I don't have it. So I don't need to know about the medicine for it.
Yeah, just in case. I like all the medical ads. It's like, it's like a sleeping helps you sleep, may cause anal bleeding and serious death. And it's like, all these crazy side effects. Like, I'll just rather not sleep well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to die.
I'm not exaggerating. We heard one this week where they said may cause sleeplessness or exhaustion. It's like both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah.
You may be tired or you may be too awake. But I also know I've learned a little something about those disclaimers
Uh-huh.
is they intentionally make those really long and full of all of that ridiculous stuff, because when you have a list that's really long, you put less weight on the really important thing, because
Yeah.
it spreads your attention through that whole list. So
Hmm.
the really important thing is like may cause strokes, but then or hunger and thirst and
Yeah.
tiredness,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sore ankles. So they intentionally make those lists really long, including
Mm,
all of the little possible things to dilute the major
yeah.
things that you should be paying attention to. Like,
That's interesting.
yeah, yeah, and friggin' conniving. Like,
Oh, well, the whole system, right? Like from food on down. Like, I mean, if you knew, and you can call it conspiracy if you want, but like it's not like history books are written, but like the sugar industry fucked us up. Like that's a whole, like they knew the data and millions of people die every year because we have taught this food pyramid. And like, breakfast is the most important meal. No, the fuck it's not. And the cereal we eat as kids, like it's illegal in a lot of countries. But they made this food pyramid that they taught to children, and we're all programmed to believe that. And it's so terrible. When you got people dying, cholesterol, diabetes, obesity is rampant, right? Like we're the fattest country, I think. I don't know. Feels like we are.
I mean, I feel like I
Um,
contribute to that.
Yeah, same, same.
When I saw
But
those pictures that Alex took of us at market for our headshots, I was like, holy crap.
uh, yeah, you weren't supposed to get this area, Alex. It was headshot, headshot.
Yeah. Even the face, man,
Yeah.
big fat face. I'm so jealous of the beard. Like the beard is the push-up bra of the face. You're
You're
so
right.
lucky. Like,
Push up bra of the face.
isolate that one, Alex. You're going to want to use that somewhere. It's so great, and I'm so
That's so
jealous.
funny. Because you can't grow one?
Yeah, I can't. That's it.
Mm.
I mean, I guess there's some advantages to having a hairless, near hairless face, but
What are those?
I don't know. I save money
Figuring
on
out.
Barbasol. I don't know.
Now I'm gonna get Barbasol ads.
My kids don't have to buy me those little shave kit Father's Day presents.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get like actual great gifts, like custom glasses.
Yeah, custom glasses, that's for
Wow.
sure. You got a package on your front porch from me today also. So it's not a
At my
neon
house or
sign
office?
at your house. At your house. And it if you left your house within an hour or an hour of recording, it
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
came
yeah.
after you left.
Oh shit.
So there's a
Okay.
little thing on your porch, and I'll give you the backstory of it. Ryan bought me one of these things, and I was like, "This is stupid," he
Yeah.
bought one for himself. He's like, "This is
Okay.
cool," and then he bought it, and he's like, "I'm sending you one." So we got
All right.
ours. And then I was like, last night or the night before, we had it on, and I was like, I'm sending Gabe one of these.
Wait, now I want to know what it is. Alex, run to the house. leave it rolling. That's cool.
Yeah, so it'll be
Well, now I
interesting
feel
to-
bad for giving you grief about the glasses or whatever.
you know.
Actually, I don't feel bad at all. It was funny.
Did you see Owen shouted me out on, like, he and his girlfriend were watching the episode where I debuted the glass, and he put it on his Instagram story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I never scroll Facebook, Instagram. You know, when I scroll Instagram, if I'm on the phone with somebody, like I put them on speaker, and that's the only time. And the reason is I would otherwise be doing TikTok, but if I'm on the phone with somebody, I can't hear them. So that's the only time I scroll Instagram or Facebook.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So there's no
Yeah.
reason to send you a bunch of memes on or whatever. What is it called when it's a video that you send?
They're calling them memes now.
So that's also a meme.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
To me, a meme is a picture with text on it.
Yeah.
But the evolving world of social media.
That's what yeah. All right. Well, so no real reason to send you memes on Instagram. Just save it for eventually that'll show up on TikTok if it didn't originate from TikTok anyways.
It was there first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely there first. Yeah, my Instagram DMs are like, I used to call it friend homework because there's just so many. And now I don't check. Like I had to get over the guilt of not checking them because you get the 4+. And before it didn't do 4+, it was like, it was a bigger number.
Yeah.
And just because I never go on there. And then I have Classy Arts also tied to my personal. And so forget about the notifications. Like my notifications are like, I mean, I gotta swipe to see one that's personal. And every time you hit a Classy Art, I mean, you know, I'm on my personal IG or Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I get the notifications for both there. And if I click on it, it switches accounts to go to the Classy Art one.
Oh,
So then I
okay.
got to switch back to get to my personal account. And
I've had that happen with the Two Homeboys account.
yeah. Yeah, I see you. Like, I'll be watching a video or something, and I'm like, liked by Two Homeboys. I'm like, he's out there just liking random content. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, you know, that's public shit, dude. Like, commented, but it's like a little girl shaking her ass. I'm like, Joe, this doesn't fit the brand.
No, I'm trying to return the favor of people who like our stuff, so that I try to like their stuff back. So as a, you know, scratching our back, you know Jesse Akery or Aker.
Where would I know?
He's mainly a software sales guy in the furniture industry. He's now he's working for furnituredealer.net, and at one point way back he worked for Amber Engine. Like I think he worked there before Dan worked there.
Oh shit. Okay.
But anyways, like he said that, you know, LinkedIn is just all of us liking each other's stuff so that we could trying to help each other out. Like we don't even read it half the time, or we'll comment on it like, hey, great point, you know, and
yeah,
the post was about my dog dying. Very insightful.
So happy for you.
And I really do feel like that's the case with LinkedIn. It's, you know, it's so much of it is just salespeople liking other salespeople's stuff. I said, you know, furniture store owners don't go on LinkedIn, or very rarely. You know, we have, there's one or two that are extra involved in their, you know, LinkedIn posting and stuff like that. But most of them, I never went on it. You know, when we had our stores, I never went on LinkedIn.
I didn't. I still don't.
Yeah. Like, why would you? Unless you were maybe looking for an employee.
And that, yeah, maybe, but yeah.
If you were going to hire somebody,
I would just put a post.
what would you like? What would be your go-to today if you needed to hire somebody? Like let's say it two
What do
ways.
you mean? What do you mean? What if you like? We're always, yeah, we're
Okay.
always okay.
What? So you're always the door's always open for those conversations. But if you said
Mhm.
I really need a warehouse manager, or I really need
Mhm.
a rep in California, or like,
Yeah.
so three scenarios. So somebody that is definitely got to be in the building, somebody who's a rep, and then somebody who is perhaps part of the leadership team that doesn't necessarily need to be in Houston, but
Mhm.
they're not
Yeah.
a rep. They're, like an accountant or
Each
something
one's
like that.
different. Yeah. So each one's different, right? So like, if we start with like the easiest, it's warehouse label. We literally have a banner outside that we put up. We'll get a bunch of people come in and apply for the job.
Okay.
For
So the
office
warehouse
staff,
is in a place where people are going to drive by and see a
yeah, so
sign
Edo
outside,
is a up and coming neighborhood, or it's already like,
up and
been
come.
gentrified the shit out of it. Yeah, it's up and come. But and we're at the biggest intersection in the neighborhood, at the corner of it, and we're 2 city blocks on that corner, so a lot of frontage. Um, for office, like administrative type of function, we would do like an Indeed. Um, what is it? Monster doc? Not is it Monster doc?
I don't
Whatever.
know. I mean, that's the
Indeed has been the one we've used most frequently. Um, and then for leadership, well, for sales rep, let's start there. So for sales rep, there's a few different ways. Like, I've got other friends that manage sales forces, right? So we'll share notes on where do you have holes, maybe once a year, a couple times a year. Where do you have holes? Who, he's good, he's not, she's awesome. Yeah, you should try that.
And when you
But
say
then,
you have, would that be other manufacturers, or are you
right.
asking reps about that?
So both that conversation where we have holes and comparing notes, that's with other manufacturers.
Okay.
But I will also put it out to my sales force, because the sales force they're obviously big believers in the brand, right? Like they're with us for a reason. And so, um, and they share lines with a bunch of other reps. And so they know which reps are already interested in Class Air because they've talked about it. Well, in the, I don't want to name names, but in
Yeah.
the different lines they work for. And so you'll be like, oh, yeah, she's wanted the line for a long time. And so I'll put out an email to the reps and say, here are the states available if you guys know anybody. And then the vetting process, of course, and we'll talk to their current sales managers and colleagues and stuff. But then when you get to leadership team, so our team, we're a little different, right? Because we don't really hire for the role. Like we don't say, I need this role. I mean,
Hmm.
in some areas, yeah, but in leadership, it's like I don't say I need a CFO, right? we are we have a lot of friends, family, people that we know, love, trust. When something happens with them, or they ask us, like they want to come work for it, so we hire the person, we hire the morals, principles, and values, and then do we have room in the organization for her? Like, will that, do they bring value to the organization? And so that's kind of how leadership has gotten established thus far. Or you hear of, a colleague from a competitor, or that has left their job or whatever, and you knew that person was good, and so that's been an avenue that has been fruitful. And most recently, we hired a headhunter to fill a couple of roles.
Okay. But I
So
think that would be interesting because, like every business struggles with finding good people, and if
yeah.
there's some sort of magic to finding the right person, which I think that like we often hire people that we know already,
Mhm.
and so in a furniture store, you may be limited in, especially if you're looking to to hire to work in the store. You may be really limited in
Mhm.
how many people you know. And we would advise folks to go to the car dealership or go to the fast food restaurants,
Mhm.
and somebody who is like extra outgoing, extra friendly, um, you know, poach them
Yeah.
away from that kind of stuff, and especially in fast food. If you can encounter somebody who's really great, and we can
Yeah.
offer them a position in the furniture world where, we're not working late at night. We might be working weekends, but we're not working until 10 o'clock at night. Furniture stores close
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah. It's a
6 or
better
7.
lifestyle, it's a better deal. They don't have the, stigma of flipping burgers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
You get to build relationships with people. It's not so transactional, like, just
Yeah, and then you would just train them in that. Yeah. And that's right, like, for our thing, how easy it was to hire for warehouse versus how difficult it is to the extreme of hiring a headhunter, and that's what it all boils down to is, like, the amount of skill set or knowledge needed for each of those positions, right?
Mhm.
So the more skills you need, right? The rarer the person. Then you put in other things like need to be in Houston, needs to be bilingual, whatever. And so you start narrowing it down, and then you have to find somebody to hire somebody to go find that person, right? Like needs to understand and know how to work within NetSuite, right?
That's a
Like
big thing for you now.
it is now. It's not a requirement, but it sure as fuck would be handy. Whereas the last system we were working in, we couldn't even think about including that. Like it was just the smaller company, like the likelihood that you found somebody that was familiar with it was, you
Yeah,
know,
there would be no way to even find such a thing.
right. And now with NetSuite, at least, it's very popular and a lot of people do. Problem is people that know how to work within it are insanely expensive.
Yeah.
So, but worthwhile. So,
All right. Makes sense.
yeah.
Well,
Good question, Joe.
thanks. Uh, Trying to work on having better questions.
Yeah, I was going to say you should do that.
Yeah, I get it.
What are you talking
I
about?
know it's a
Like
problem.
I literally brag on like you're the best interviewer ever, and you don't mean to be. You just are talking, but it is a thing, right? Like, and I've told you about this. Like, you have a genuine curiosity in people and life, and just their experiences and things like that. And I've learned things about friends that I've been friends with for 10 years, and then here you meet them day one and you're asking questions and I'm learning all new things about this person, you know?
Yeah,
So,
it's a bit of a
but
gift.
yeah, do better.
I don't. I I think of it as a gift, but it could also be a defense mechanism for some reason. We
Mm,
talked a lot
mm.
with Patrick about, which we fucking overtalked with Patrick. We talked too much and didn't let him talk enough. So we never did get to have kind of a recap with him about what his feedback
Experience.
on. Yeah, but
Yeah.
as I'm watching the reels, it's like you, me, and then Patrick's like,
See, I
So-
thought the opposite. All the reels I've seen are all him.
oh really?
And once in a while I'll chime in and then you just never.
Oh shoot! All right. Well, I mean, maybe I'm just being
Alex, what were
sensitive.
your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? I
Yeah,
thought it was, I mean, pretty average.
it was
Like, I
pretty
thought
balanced.
it was pretty balanced. I didn't notice that one was talking. Like, I didn't notice that y'all were talking more than him. I think definitely he was talking more.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But there might have been sections
Yeah.
where y'all
Sure,
were talking
sure.
more.
Just
but,
storytellers, right?
yeah, but I don't think
Okay.
no one was like overwhelmed.
Can you hear him, Joe?
Yeah, I think I think he turns your mic up when he talks because you get louder. I could hear him in the background a little bit, but you get significantly louder
I
when
got
he's
you.
talking.
Yeah. We might need to get you a mic and keep the volume down so it still sounds like you're in the background, but you come in clear. Right? Because don't you want that
Yeah.
effect where he sounds like he's in the background?
Yeah. I think so. Or even having a second mic that's close to you but aimed at him.
How does it sound now?
You know, I can hear you.
Does it sound like I'm in the background?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then.
Yep. Checka one.
But when he turns up your when he turns up your mic, then if you
get
say
louder.
something in the middle of it, it's
Achoo!
Achoo!
All right. So anyway,
I want to get better at interviewing, and I want to be more prepared as we get into.
what a
more
weird
guests.
thing for you to say, because look at that angle. What are you switching cameras on? I don't know which camera to look at. Camera one, camera two. Camera one, camera two. No camera. Camera one, two. Camera C.
That camera one, camera two. I will say that was from a Spike Lee movie.
Was it?
Yeah. There was it's an obscure reference in a Spike Lee movie, and I can't remember the name of which one it is, but I remember vivid, like it's New York City and it's hot, it's summertime hot, and nobody has AC, and everybody's sort of outside and with their windows open and very hot, and he does a camera one, camera two. We'll just leave it to the viewers if they're interested enough to look it up, because
to go look it up.
I believe it's a little risque scene in
Camera two.
in the
floor. All right. Yeah.
So but I've been
what were we talking about before we got distracted by that angled view?
the
Becoming a better interviewer.
Yeah.
So I think you're naturally very good at it. Probably the best I know. But yeah, it never hurts to be more prepared. And so I was having a conversation with Sasha today, actually, and she was like, "What are y'all going to talk about today on the podcast?" I was like,
What are we going to talk about? I don't know.
But I explained to her, I said, when we have guests, it kind of leads into that, what their expertise is, right?
Their world.
And so and so, she obviously she doesn't know the ins and outs of our business and what you do. And so she's like, well, I'd like to see, trends in the furniture. And I'm like, well, Joe's not really into product, and like you can only talk about that so much, like it doesn't change every week. And I was like, but when Molly was on, that's very much what we talked about. Whereas when Patrick was on, we were talking about technology and mental health and things like that. Anyways.
Well, and a lot of what we talk about is not related to the industry at all. But
it would be good to have a topic.
Yeah.
Right. Just like a general, and we don't have to spend the whole time talking about it, but it kind of all goes back to that topic, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would be good to have a topic, and it would be good to be a little better prepared. So I've been listening to a lot of Tim Ferriss. I have always listened to a lot of Tim Ferriss, and you are the one.
When you were a child?
No. You were the one that turned me on to Tim Ferriss.
I didn't turn you on. I didn't think so. It's weird. You said we won't say that in public.
With 4-hour work week, and
yeah, right.
You introduced me to him, and I latched on and probably listened to every one of his podcasts, which are now in the 500 range.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find it very interesting, and he's very well researched on his guests, and his is more of an interview. And then I'm also now watching Theo Vaughn, which is a really interesting one to me, because he's another comedian, much like Joe Rogan, who is interviewing not funny people. Like, it's not just.
I saw him interviewing Jordan Peterson, but does he bring comedy in, or is it serious? Because I've talked about him. I've seen clips. He gets real serious. It's kind of about a character. Like,
Yeah.
I think I saw one. He breaks down and cries, and like,
Yeah.
that's
He talks
interesting.
about mental health, and it's peppered with jokes like
Sure.
a Joe Rogan would be, but
Yeah.
it's very serious. And he had the one I was watching this morning was Dave Ramsey. And it's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's a business and
Yeah. Yeah.
debt dude, like he's
Yeah.
not funny at all.
Yeah.
Um,
That's interesting.
so
Was it good? Like, how was he as an interviewer?
he's pretty good. He's not as good as Rogan. But
Rogan's the best to me.
Yeah,
But I
well-
haven't watched a lot of Ferris since the beginning.
you know who I really think is the best is Howard Stern. I think he is the best interviewer.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
And he gets people, he has a way of getting people to talk about stuff that, and he doesn't hold back on the things that we want to know about,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh yeah, he's straight up with
you
it.
take a Jimmy Fallon, who's a great,
But it's all surface bullshit.
yeah, it's very softball stuff. And, he's not going to ask anybody anything that could be offensive or risque.
Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
Or who's the chick that the old lady who
Barbara
used to always
Walters.
say- Barbara-
With an S. Barbara
With an
Walters
S.
with an S.
So for our viewers, a lot of people call Joe Walters, and his last name is Walter, and he hates it.
Yeah.
So when he joined the stream, I edited his name and added the S. Well, during him having a bunch of technical difficulties, I can only imagine him like stressing out.
Well, and I could hear you talking about it to
Yeah.
Alex. Like I could hear you, you couldn't hear me. So I could hear you saying he's probably freaking out because he can't connect, and then he sees Joe Walters on there.
Oh shit!
Hey, you got ordained since the last time we talked.
I am officially ordained.
Congratulations!
Oh, thank you. Congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah.
Or should I reserve it for December? I think both are worthy.
Yeah, you can.
Joe's getting married in December, and
Gabe
has
is going
asked
to
me-
marry me.
Yeah,
He's going to
Y'all.
be our y'all. He's
Well,
going to marry
y'all.
y'all. Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Do you have something prepared to say, or is there a set script that they give you as part of becoming ordained to marry people? Or
So the first thing is,
I
it's
didn't know.
6
I don't.
months away.
And also, like, we have this great idea. Like, Gabe has to marry us. Gabe is the reason that we met, and he was very influential in us getting and staying together. And he's just a dear friend to both of us. And he has his own thoughts about marriage, which is sort of subversively funny to us. And so Gabe has to be the one to marry us without any thought or concept of how difficult that might be. Like, I don't know. Maybe it costs $1,000 and you have to go to a 6-month course. Like, just know, like, I don't know.
I would have done it. I would have absolutely done it. That honestly, okay. So for the viewers who maybe we've never had this conversation, I'm super anti-marriage, like big and vocal about it. And Joe's been there during the evolution of that thought process in myself.
Because you were married. You were married.
I was married.
You were,
yeah. I was married.
Happily married at one point. So you haven't always been anti-marriage.
Right. But so I get a lot of slack. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're just bitter from the divorce." But that belief system started well before we even talked about splitting up. So, but yeah, that is the irony. Is the guy who is vocal about non-marriage is going to marry the two people I think should absolutely be married. Like, you guys are so perfect for each other. I love it.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. No, I have not prepared anything yet. There's like things they give you, like you can do this or that, but I haven't really like done the deep dive. I kind of just went in, paid my $25, got my certificate. It's going to be hanging up here.
Did you submit it to the expense report for the?
So, but yeah, whatever they say we're supposed to do, I'm not going to follow any of that, of course.
We were,
So,
as we were driving out today, heading out for the day to do our things, and we started talking about what started it was creating or working on the wedding song playlist. And so
okay.
we're adding songs to a wedding song playlist, and so we went on Spotify and found some random thing, and it was like wedding bangers, and so we're listening to that.
Oh,
And
no.
then I said,
How was the
there,
chicken dance?
yeah, Cupid shuffle. Yeah. And then there were some that were like way off base, like breaking up and, like all kinds
What?
whoever
Well, you
created
said that
this was like,
fucking song or music video in the group chat that just had me rolling. It was like, so it's this comical song, and it's about going to Vegas with your boys, but the guy was getting a divorce, and it was funnier than hell. But Joe sent the video in the group chat of men celebrating his bachelor party. And like, this feels wrong. This is great.
that was a really funny song though. Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
hilarious.
It's
Vaping in Vegas.
Vaping in Vegas.
Vaping in Vegas.
Yeah.
Vaping in Vegas.
For the viewers, you have got to check it out. It is
Yeah.
We said this is the song of the year.
Of the year.
Yeah, like it is so great and so stupid. And I feel bad for the guys who didn't listen to it. Like you're clearly the only one who listened to it because it is comment worthy.
No, but that's a quiet group. Like they don't. Yeah.
Ryan isn't. Ryan is
Ryan. If you're listening, maybe like 30% less, like a few. The friend homework is getting outrageous. No, but Ryan is hilarious. But Patrick's not a big texter. Terry, sometimes I wonder if he's still alive. And then Jonathan's just, he's got a lot going on with the kid and the whole thing. So
yeah, Terry's a funny one because he won't respond to anything, and then just all of a sudden out of the blue, you'll get a picture of him in his backyard with a cocktail. He's like, "I love you guys.
Yeah,
Happy
I miss y'all so much.
Yeah, yay America." Yeah. So did you watch
you first, ladies
presidential debate?
No interest, zero interest. It just reminds me of the old South Park episode where they were voting for, it was either it was a turd or a shit sandwich or something like that. Those were the two. The whole episode was about the two elect nominees or whatever.
That's where we are.
It's unbelievable.
Oh my god!
I mean, I've seen clips. It's unbelievable. It's the best we have.
It is really, really scary. So I
think there's some great people that could be in, be up there, but like, just not. It's the, what do you call it? Like not the system, but whatever. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. And so I was unfortunate enough to tune in for roughly 20 minutes of it. And luckily for me, I got to see the part where they were arguing about who's a better golfer.
It's so stupid. I saw.
It was infuriating, and I had to turn it off. I said, I want to see what their policies are. I want to be sort of engaged, and I want to come into it without any preconceived notions and just kind of see where everybody is right now. And they were both such idiots. And I was angry about it. And the next morning I said to Bree, it's like, I know that this is throwing away my vote, but I'm going to have to vote for somebody else. At some point we have to send a message.
Yeah.
And even though I know it's not going to matter. I know it's going to be one of the two of them that gets it. But I just can't in good conscience. I don't want to not vote, but I can't.
Literally has dementia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
literally has dementia.
they're both
That's crazy.
wacko.
Yeah, his brain is it's all fucked up. But there's some other good candidates that just have zero shot because they're not a
Yeah.
Democrat nominee or a Republican nominee. Yeah, fucking
I mean, at some point it has to change and it's got to be different. But it was really startling how goofy these two dudes are. And
arguing about golf.
they were
Well,
arguing about
they were-
golfing to try to kind of prove who's more fit physically and mentally to but it was like so misguided.
Arguing about who did better on their cognitive test.
Yeah.
The fact that you had to have a cognitive test is the problem.
Yeah. Oh, my mom. I talked to my mom today, and she went for her annual checkup with the doctor, and she said when she goes into the doctor now, they give you 3 words when you walk in, and then at the end of your appointment, you have to recite what those 3 words are. And they made her draw a clock. They gave her a time. They said, and they made her draw a clock and then draw that time on the clock. I was like, what?
For
I had no
just like
idea.
a regular PCP checkup. How old's your
She's
mom?
like, she is 76, or if she was born in 48, so whatever that is, 76.
Is she on any medications?
No, she's healthy. She's healthy, but she's like,
Crazy.
I think that it's just what they do now,
But
to
yeah,
try to
like
catch dementia and stuff.
that shit is rampant. Like, in my Vistage group, we had, I mean, there's only like 8 of us, and like I think, and 3 of them were talking about they are recently putting their parents or just put their parents in these what do you call them? But like it's not just like the old folks home or whatever you call
A memory
that. Like
care facility.
Memory care facility. That's the word. And 3 out of 8. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
but it's in the environment, it's in the food, it's in the medicine that we take. Like that shit is fucking with our brains.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't
That's
doubt
the other
it.
thing that's gotta change. That's
So
such a bad
how is your garden? I don't want to go into super long detail, but
Too bad. Too bad. Let me show you pictures. Hold on. If you look here, you see when you it's good, man. I didn't get to spend a lot of time out there this weekend. So I've had my daughter all summer so far. So I get her for like
don't you get it for all
5 or
of
6
June or
weeks.
something?
Well, I get to pick the dates, but I sandwich it. I get her for 30 days, and then I sandwich it between 2 of my normal possession periods. So it's like 5 or 6 weeks.
Okay.
And this weekend, so mom gets a weekend during that period because it's a long period.
Okay.
So this weekend she went with her mom, and so I had an adult weekend, which means I wasn't home at all,
Okay.
So very little time. It was kind of like just in the mornings until Sasha wakes up, and then we're going off gallivanting around town, museums and bars and shit. But it's really good. It's fun. It's something to do. It's a lot of physical activity, right?
Mhm.
I get my workout. I'm in the sun. Like I've got a fucking great tan. Like if I'm gonna be out there for an extended period, like I take my shirt off. I'm getting bit up. I
Even
don't-
your tank top, even your fitted tank top.
yeah, because I didn't want the
The
wife
lines.
beater permanently on me. It's bad enough that I wear one. I get hell all the time from Sasha, but yeah, so I'm sweating, I'm productive, I feel accomplished at the end of it, and there's always little dopamine surprises, right? Like, oh fuck, those seeds are finally popping up, or oh, I finally getting peppers now on this plant, all the struggle we went through. Oh, like, so you're getting these, and then there's little disappointments like, fuck those, army caterpillars got my potatoes, and so now you have this new list of to-dos to like get rid of that. And so it's like it's a candy store for people with ADHD,
Mhm.
because you're like, I got to do this and this and this, and you get, and it's so much fun. I love it.
And then I saw that you sprayed them with diatomaceous earth. And
Oh,
so that was a funny little TikTok that you made about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I thought that you had previously sprayed them with some sort of powder that ended up wiping out a whole bunch of the stuff.
Yeah. So I had seen a TikTok about baking soda and how it will help for some pests.
Mhm.
So really, when you live in a climate like Houston or Florida, Georgia, like farming and gardening is mainly pest control. Like that's what it actually is. So this is weird because now the camera's over here instead of, oh, we're back.
As soon as
Camera
you
went.
acknowledge it, he switches it back.
Floor. So yeah, so I tried the baking soda. I don't know if I just left too much baking soda or if I was supposed to wash it off after or what. But baking soda is a salt. And some people say salt, you need salt in the garden, whatever. I don't fuck with salt in the garden after that. I sprayed it and I like left town. I came back and everything was like, you son of a bitch, I'm dying now. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. But
Your
diatomaceous
plants
earth
are
is
very
different.
talkative.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we have conversations.
Salt removes moisture.
Right, yeah. But also every living thing kind of needs salt, so but
Well, then the reason
I
that I ask now is because we're getting into summer. Like you've probably felt like it's summer for a little bit. In, in, in Houston.
we've been in the 90s for 3 months.
Yeah.
This idea that we just got into summer, what?
Well, like
But yeah.
in other places around the country, like it's full on summer. And so
Yeah.
does that affect, like, are you getting to the end
Mhm.
of the season where things grow? Are they getting to the
No.
part where they're now got stuff to eat? Or like, I don't know. I don't know how all of that part of it
Yeah.
works. Is there?
So there is a map and you see where you're located, and that's your zone. So I'm in zone 9A. And so based on your climate, you have different fruits or vegetables that do well in different seasons. So
That
like
map
some
will say, if you're in 9A, start your cucumbers in February. Or would it
the
like
map won't say that, but all the other materials do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can start a little earlier if you start them indoors. So everything happens for your spring season after your last frost, which we're in Houston. The fuck. So, but most people
Well,
will
you had
start those
frost
things.
though. You had all your
I know. We've
pipes
had a couple of
freeze.
freezes. It's just,
Yeah.
couple year weirdness, but it's very weird that we get, those hard freezes. But you can start them indoors weeks before, so that once you have that last frost, then go immediately outside and you get a head start, because those particular plants are, once it gets too hot, they're done producing, right? Or some of them may just be like a one and done, right? Like a cabbage or cauliflower makes one head and it's done. Kind of. There's some hacks, but that's it. That's all you're going to get. So if it hasn't uh created that head by the time it hits 85, 90, 100 degrees, it's not going to.
Okay.
But then there are some plants, so like let's say cucumbers, for example, right? So cucumbers were spring plant, but they can go into the summer. And so the variety of cucumbers makes the difference. So some are good in both climates, some are better in heat, some are better in cooler weather. So like my cucumber season, I keep thinking is over because I keep killing them and they keep coming back a little bit. Like it's not all flush and beautiful like it was, but I'm still getting a few cucumbers every week.
And then,
And
well,
then
go ahead.
but there are some plants that thrive in the heat, right? So like watermelons, like they're doing super good. Like I'm getting new watermelons all the time. Corn does super well. Squashes, green beans. So some plants thrive. And so I started buying exotic seeds that thrive in these heat, this crazy heat from other countries, other continents. So that's gonna get real fun where I'm growing these exotic things.
And well, first of all, like how big are the watermelons just with your hands? Like, are you say that they're
So
like, are they?
I'm growing 2 varieties. So I'm growing the Crimson Sweet, which will be like your normal big. Now I don't have any here yet. I've got some that are like here.
Okay.
They've got some time
All
to
right.
go.
So that's a
And I've
pretty
kind of
big.
been those I grew separately, and then I have the baby ones, the personal ones.
Mhm.
So this is kind of like the normal size, and I've got some that are already kind of like this,
Oh,
like 4 or
all
5
right.
that are bigger than they should be, but they're not done, which is interesting.
And will this stop when we get into like winter, pumpkin spice latte
Yeah,
season or whatever?
right.
You know,
Yeah,
all of it
yeah.
cuts off.
Again, it depends on the variety, right? So, um, and even outside of the variety, so there are some plants that are called perennials, which
Mhm.
will keep giving every year if they survive the frost and you take care of them or bring them inside or whatever that looks like. Those are perennials. And then you have annuals. So next time you go to the plant store or Home Depot's garden center, you'll see a sign over all the flowers that says annuals or it'll say perennials.
Yeah.
And that means that it's one time or
I don't
every year.
go to either of those places,
Yeah.
garden centers.
I know.
I live in an HOA community where they cut the grass
They
for
forbid
you.
flowers. They forbid flowers.
Yeah.
They cut the grass for you?
Yeah. Heck
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
No, my neighborhood, they cut the grass, they trim the bushes, they do all of that stuff. I'm not
Ladies
doing
and
that.
gentlemen, Joe is officially the bougiest man I know.
I live in a neighborhood that is very much like a retirement community.
That feels right.
Yeah,
I knew Bree was an old soul, but Jesus Christ.
she's really old. She's really old. She's a 9 o'clock bedtime kind of gal.
Yeah.
She grows some things. And I think you and Ryan will have some interesting stuff to talk about with your gardens because he bought one of those
Towers.
the tower that you see.
He seems like a tower buyer. He seems like he sees things on Instagram and buys them. I do too, so no shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Is he having any success?
Yeah, they love it. They love it.
Okay.
He's gotten stuff off of it that he could eat and you know,
That's where the magic happens.
he has
That's
a
what gets
yard,
it.
but his yard is set up for entertaining more than it is for growing. So, you know, a lot of his area is paved and it wouldn't be really conducive to having an outside garden where he lives.
Well, yeah, I didn't think mine would either, but my front yard is hideous, but grows a shit ton of fruit. I love it. My neighborhood hates me. I don't give a damn. I got food growing. When the zombies come, you stay out of my yard. You know. But
Yeah.
But that's where the addiction comes is when you realize that you grew something and now you get to feed it to your wife, girlfriend, children, whatever. And I got that similar fulfillment when I was really big into hunting. You know,
Yeah, makes sense.
it's like literally bringing home the bacon, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, the one time I went with you, we didn't bring home any bacon, other than we brought home some beef jerky from the store, from the gas station,
from the Buc-ee's. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, it's fulfilling. It's very fulfilling in so many ways. So, and you know, like you learn loss and to get over it, like you make mistakes and you learn from it and do it differently next time. And you know, I didn't know shit about this when I got into it, and just little by little, and people are like, how long you been doing this? I'm like, 5 months. And you walk in my backyard, like, are you shitting me? It's like, you know, like archways and vines and big ass beds, and I'm about to get real serious and do like a pretty one.
Well, you
So like I have
you got to supply pictures for Alex to stitch in here.
That's funny. He was talking about wanting to do some social media content for my personal
Gabe Gardens.
Gabe Gardens.
Gabe Gardens. Yeah,
Fuck.
that would be that's a good. You're gonna need
Okay.
another neon sign.
I need another neon sign.
I could see that. And the part that I think surprises me is you're very patient, and perhaps
I am.
more patient than I think you would be. And
I didn't think I was
when I say
patient
that,
at all.
because I would think that this, if it didn't do something quickly, you would lose interest. Like you want to kind of see some results,
Ooh.
but whatever it is. And so maybe it's that you see results and the result is, a little leaf poking out of the soil. And then that becomes bigger and it becomes a stalk. And then it becomes a fruit hanging off of the stalk or something like that. So maybe that's it. But I would think that you would lose interest if you weren't seeing some sort of
Yeah, that
progress.
thing takes time. It may take 2, 3, 4 weeks to get a seedling up. And depends on what you're growing, right? Like, so Alex from E2E-Commerce, right? She's been pushing me towards growing things for years back when I suffered from depression. She's like, I think you're gonna get a great deal of joy from this. And I never really did it, but she said, because I wanted to get Charlize, my daughter, for the viewers, I wanted to get Charlize into it with me.
Mhm.
And she kind of had an interest, but wasn't really into it. She's like, do something that grows really fast. Do sunflowers. And so we went and I bought the fucking biggest breed of sunflowers because I wanted these giants in the backyard to get her excited. And she did. She got super excited and they grow really fast and they got huge. And then they had these big old flowers like this, man.
How
But
do
she
you?
still didn't really go outside in 90-degree weather and get eaten by mosquitoes. So
Yeah.
it got her excited every time she came to dad's house. She's like, how's the sunflowers? I want to see. And then she runs back inside. But we actually have a lot of jokes now because I talk about it all the time. And so she gives the annoyed face, or like we'll be at a restaurant and the lemon will be like super juicy. I'm like, baby, give me those seeds. Give me those seeds. And so we have a lot of inside joke fun about it, but she really, and she's vocalized many times that she loves how much joy it brings
Yeah.
me, and so
Charlize does,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
Alex. Alex really doesn't care how much joy it brings you.
No, Alex has cared about my happiness for many, many years, and she does. She gets very excited to see me into it. And actually another thing that has transpired is a new bond with my dad. And so me and my dad are really close and we've bonded on many things and are closer than a lot of people with their fathers. But it's interesting to see how proud he gets of me with this. So he's been gardening a little bit. He just dabbles,
Mhm.
but grows fruits and vegetables and stuff. But he loves that I'm so into it. Like we have a new shared passion, right? And so now I'm teaching him things. Like I'll go out there and be like, "Oh, have you thought about this? And make sure you shake these because they're self-pollinating. You got to shake, or whatever."
Did he get into keto like that with
Oh yeah,
you?
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he
He was big. He was big keto
and
for life, and then
and
not.
would he? Yeah, like all of us. So
Yeah, yeah.
would he come to you for advice during that time too? Because you were like all of
Yeah.
our
Well,
keto guru. You were doing it, and we
yeah.
were all
Back
like,
then,
"That's
everybody did.
yeah,
Everybody did back then. So I mean, I'd spend, I'd come to work, and after work, there was somebody on the phone wanting to learn how to do it. But yeah. So Charlie and I have been keto for the last 3 weeks,
oh really?
and
You're going
yeah,
back."
yeah.
There's
It's all
value
good.
in it. I
And
don't.
she struggle. It's hard to tell a kid who's been eating junk and candy and this and that, but she's digging it. I mean, she has her weak moments. She's like, "Come on, Dad, please, can I eat this fruit?" And I'm like, "Hey, we don't have to do it. We can stop the keto." And she's like, "No, no, no, I want to do it." And then so with her though,
She's gonna go
we
back
have a
to her
cheat
mom's,
day.
and she's gonna.
I know. So I've been waiting to do this with her for 6 months. I put it on my calendar way back when because I would have her for this month. But I don't think that she's ever gonna be able to get fat adapted because she's gonna go back to mom's and come back. And that was the
Yeah.
goal while she was with me, to have that month of solid keto, but it's not realistic for a 10-year-old. So we put a cheat day in. So Sunday's our cheat day, and so she'll have some fruits or some candy she's wanted to try or whatever.
You know what might be easier for her would be the Tim Ferriss slow carb diet, which is
What's the slow carb diet?
so it's carbohydrates that are slow to digest, like lentils and things like that. So you're
Mhm.
allowed to have that sort of stuff. And then once a week, you have a God, like he didn't use the word cheat day. He used a different phrase, but it was everything, as much as
Yeah.
you want. Cake, like eat cake all day long.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a binge day kind
Yeah.
of thing. And before, so I've always been heavy, and before the thinnest I've ever been is on keto, which was you're doing. But before doing that, I got involved because of my doctor in this mindless eating. So I started reading about and researching mindless eating, which is it's worth looking up. So if anybody's interested in overeating and sort of what leads to it, and so this concept of mindless eating is that we just eat until it's gone, and we don't have the internal thing that tells us that we're full, and so we just keep eating and eating and eating until the food's gone, and then once the food's gone, you stop eating. So this mindless eating revolves around that sort of concept, and one of the tactics that you use in that is switching to smaller plates. So you're going to eat everything on your plate. If you switch to a smaller plate, you will naturally eat less. And there's all sorts of studies about this. And the one that I remember is they have two groups of people and they're eating chicken wings. And in one room, they're removing the bones. So the people eat the chicken wings, they put the bones on a plate, they remove the plate of bones, and then they just keep bringing in more chicken wings. And in the other room, they leave the bones. And so the visual of having the eaten bones there shuts you off from eating at some point, where if you just keep taking the bones away. So it has no bearing on how hungry you are or how much you want to eat. It's just totally visual. So
Right.
I lost weight doing that, following that sort of protocol of I was already eating healthy stuff. I didn't eat fried foods or mayonnaise or fat or, the things that you would traditionally think were bad. I avoided all that, but I was just eating too much and not realizing.
Yeah. I think, we all do it. We all do it.
Yeah. So as part of this mindless eating thing,
the portions in this country are out of control to begin with.
Absolutely
Out of control.
And what I used to tell people, so before doing the keto thing, what I used to tell people is, you would go to McDonald's. If you went to McDonald's in the 50s or 60s or whenever McDonald's started, you would get a hamburger and a small, and a fry in the little paper bag, not the cardboard container, the little paper sack.
Yeah.
A meal was a hamburger and the sack of fries. That was a meal. And now that's the kids' meal. Like, there's no way an adult would eat that. Are you kidding me? Like, I need 3 patties of beef and a giant fry. Like, but that was the meal. You wouldn't, like, nobody would think of ordering 2 hamburgers. What are you, a monster? So like it's all our perspective. And if you encounter a 90-year-old person, or beyond, they don't say, I can't have that. They will eat pizza and donuts and beer and whatever. They will eat whatever's there, but they're not going to eat a half a pizza. They're going to have a piece. We all will. We all will eat a half a piece. We'll eat a box of donuts. They'll eat a half a donut and be like, okay.
Wait, you eat a box of donuts? You monster.
They'll bring donuts around. Donuts are so good. But like really old people, they don't say I can't have anything, but
They
they
grew
don't.
up in a different time, but their portions were different.
Their portions are in alignment with, like, we don't need all of the stuff that we eat. So anyways, I was doing that and then got on
Boy,
to
we have
keto.
gotten off track of furniture.
Perhaps.
So you did that and then went keto.
Yeah. So I did that first. I did the mindless eating, sort of just eating, trying to eat less of this stuff. You're eating too much. I would go to Subway every day and I would get a sub with turkey and mustard and no mayonnaise and no cheese. And I thought I was eating healthy, but I would eat a foot long. People don't need a foot long. If you look at an old couple, old, going into Subway, they'll split a 6-inch. Like we don't need to eat as much as we eat. So anyways, I was doing that first.
We don't need to eat at all. I mean, like have you seen, like, the longest fast is like 380 days or something. Like you're not gonna die. Skip a meal.
I'm not.
Skip a meal. I mean, like, skip several.
Good point. So I did that first, and then I did Tim Ferriss slow carb thing, which also helped me lose weight.
So you went from
before
that to the slow carb before
Yeah.
keto.
And
Okay.
so I was already doing that, and I had gotten from like 235 to around 190, like the high 190s, the low 200s off of that. And I felt good, and I felt better about myself. And then you introduced keto, which I took a long time to get on that train, because I was like, look, what I'm doing has already worked for me, and I was just going to keep doing that. And then you just kept losing weight and kept getting reports of being healthy. And so, because my first reaction was like, there's no way, like, your cholesterol is going to go through the roof. You're going to,
everybody was a naysayer.
Yeah.
Even
and
today, like, read a book, like, look at the data.
Yeah.
Everybody was a naysayer, even today. But a lot of that has to do with the capitalization of keto diet or lifestyle, right? So, like, now there's a bunch of keto products on the shelf. Not one of them should be eaten while you're on keto.
Right.
Like, they're all fucking terrible. And like, oh, you think because you buy the box that says keto, you're in ketosis? Like,
no.
Oh, because the strip turns red when you pee on it, you're in ketosis. Yeah, you're in ketosis, but not long enough to get fat adapted. So you've been cheating along the way, and you're not utilizing those keto. Yeah, it's just interesting, but the data's there, man. Like, it's really good. I'm glad that I'm back on it. Because we went off and on for a long time, but every time we'd go to a market or something, we fall off the rails, but it was okay. We got back home base was keto, and so we kind of maintained. But I was doing, before getting on keto, I had kind of like been on a downward trend. I had lost several pounds, like, I don't remember how much, but just watching what I eat. Like, I don't need 2 buns on my burger, or just kind of like eating a little bit better, but not like making a big thing. And then when I went keto, I didn't lose a single pound for 6 months, which, like, I'm a results guy. But what happened was, I had to keep making new holes in my belts. I had to buy a puncher because the knife wasn't cutting it anymore.
Yeah.
And so, like, I didn't lose a pound, but I got skinny as fuck. So that means my whole body was recompositioning, if that's a word. And then I started losing actual pounds, but yeah, I remember, like, all my blood markers went normal, like, went significantly better. I remember my doctors were like, "What are you doing?" And I
Mine
would tell them,
too.
"Yeah, no way." Like, "Yeah, way, dude." Like, it's.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then nobody knew what it was. The only people who knew what it was is if you have a child with epilepsy. Like, that was the only people who knew what keto was back then.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I believe in it. And a lot, I think that this has happened to a lot of the crew, the online crew, the podcasters of the world have moved away from it. And but
Mhm.
I keep thinking that I should get back into it because
Mhm.
it,
You saw it. Yeah, you
I
fell
saw
for it.
it. I got down. I was as skinny as I've ever been as an adult, to the point
Mhm.
where people would say, like, "Are you okay? Like, you look
Yeah, I got a
sick,"
bunch of that
which
too.
which is not right. Like, I don't want that level, but also all of my blood work was better,
Right. Yeah.
and
We were
so
healthier. It's healthier. Yeah, I
it seems
mean,
like it. And I
we're
think there's
so
also
programmed that fat is bad. That's the thing. We've been told our whole lives that fat is bad, and it's not. Sugar is bad. Carbs are bad. Fat's fine. You need fat. So interesting. But
yeah, well,
even today, we're
there's so many people that use it's so easy to use keto to just eat whatever bullshit is fat, but
well, yeah.
to
There's the
eat
clean
pork
keto and then
rinds.
there's dirty keto.
Yeah.
Pork
And
rinds are okay, I think.
well,
Like
like you're not getting a lot out of a pork rind. When you could have a steak and spinach, I think that's the
a
magic.
meal is better than a snack for sure. But if you put steak against pork rind, same. Like you're gonna get a ribeye. I mean, the
No,
pork
no, no.
rinds are puffier. I mean, it's
And
steaks. You get the protein. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Steak's better, but apples and oranges, man. You can't. That's not comparing the same shit. But I don't think anything's wrong with pork rinds. I think they're a great keto snack. It got fucking hot in here. I just texted my brother, so I got on the phone like, bro, did you turn off the AC and the?
Yeah, you
I
got to
don't know.
save money. Pass it on to the customers.
Fuck my shit. Having a price increase on the neon signs. No, my
We're
fucking
gonna have a price
electricity
increase, but
bill
it's gonna be really small because all we need to do is pay
is
for pay for air conditioning on
fine.
Sunday afternoons.
Yeah. My home electricity bill is like $20 a day. So I have
That's
this
so funny.
this they give me text messages every day. And like I remember last summer it was like this too, but I just put in a new AC, kept the
That's
old one.
$600 a month.
I know.
Holy shit! You should move to Chattanooga.
Fuck. It's crazy. I gotta have
That's
a new
crazy.
car.
I had a guy come out this week to talk to us about insulating our walls. I saw an ad. Oh, I got to tell you this little advertising story too, and then we can go if you're ready to go. But I had a guy come out because I saw an ad on Instagram for insulation that's like that expanding foam. But the expanding foam that you're accustomed to seeing expands so much that it would like bust your drywall out. This stuff only expands to the point where
That's a little ridiculous.
but you've seen that some of that expanding foam is like aggressive. So
Yeah.
this only expands to the point where it meets resistance and then it's fine. So I had this dude come out, and part of the process was he's like, "What is your electric bill?" And I said, "I think it's what is it in the summer? What is it in the winter?" And I said, "I think it's $130 in the summer." And he's like,
Fuck you.
that seems a little high. I was like, "Man, I'm from Florida. Like, this is the
That
cheapest
seems a
electric
little
bill
high.
I've ever had."
Well, do this. Just turn your AC off and see like how long it stays cool. Because I'll tell you, my shit fucking sucks. So I told you I got the new AC.
Mhm.
I got brand new unit, all new duct, new everything. Left the old unit to just do my upstairs. Upstairs is tiny. It's my bedroom and my office.
Oh, okay.
And then the new
So you're a
unit's cooling down.
2-unit house. How did they
I'm a 2-unit house.
did they rework
It's all
your
new duct.
ducts? Oh shit.
It's all new ducts. We took everything out. It was needed. Oh, it was way overdue. That shit was disgusting when it came out. But I couldn't figure it out. I got this new unit. I got the fucking Nest thermostat upstairs that I'm super comfortable with. I have them in my office and here. I've got them everywhere. And and I'd come home every day and it's fucking 95 degrees upstairs. And I had it set, and the stupid shit had like the away assist. even though it was on a schedule,
Oh,
I
it
put
could
it
be
on a
the fact
schedule for a
that you
reason.
were out of the house.
Yeah. And my upstairs has little to no insulation because it's ceiling sheetrock room.
You should
And it
get
gets
insulation.
there's no
No,
space.
really.
I know, but there's no space. There's no space between the walls. So I have regular walls, right?
Mhm.
But then the rooms do like this and that ceiling and then do this.
Well, I
There's
couldn't
not
see.
like you couldn't see.
But maybe it would be
No
better to
surprise.
build a false ceiling down from that allowed you to have insulation. Like that is
It's not tall enough. No, it's fine now that I turned the away assist off to just like, turn on, like I have it like while I'm at work, just leave it at 78, 79. That's fine. I can do that. And then I get home 78, 79. So I have it set to like go back to 74, which is really like 72. I don't know. It's off. So it goes back to 74 at like 3:00. So by the time I get home, it's cooled or whatever.
yeah.
But I didn't realize this away bullshit was on. Anyways, it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
But that's a way to tell. Leave it off.
Well, ours is not that bad. Summer here's
$130.
different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our house is 2 stories, but it's like the you come in at the street level is the top story. And then you go down to what's sort of like a
That's
walkout
weird.
basement. And so part of our house is underground. And
Is the backyard level with the first story or the basement story?
the basement story. Yeah. So you come in up here, and then the ground goes like this, and then the downstairs is out
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
So part of the downstairs is underground.
I got you.
And that makes a huge difference in keeping the whole thing cool. But also, it's just cooler here in general.
Mhm.
So
Also, welcome to the podcast, guys. This is Two Homeboys.
I was waiting for that, and I was going to say, like, hey, that's been the podcast. Like I was going to do an outro instead of an intro. Since Alex can't get it right anyways, we just do it at the end.
Oh, shit. All right. Welcome to Two Homeboys, everybody. I'm your host, Gabriel Cohen, my co-host, Joe Walter. That didn't sound right at all. We're both hosts. We're both co-hosts, whatever.
I'm
but
your
I have
other
the neon
host.
sign. I have the neon sign, though. Who's more
But
official?
I have the cup.
You got a hand. You got to do the thing. There it is. Oh, it did work. It
Nice.
worked. It focused in on it.
Hey, you're into real estate. Do you know who Ryan Serhant is?
No.
Okay, well, fucking forget it. That's a dead end.
Welcome to the most interesting segment, y'all. Glad we talked about that. Got that out of
He's
the
got
way.
the number 3 Netflix series right now. So,
Booyah. Did you just want to drop your mic, but it's like attached?
yeah. Oh, I should have touched it. I just
It's so awkward. 2 hands. Use 2 hands, Joe. Oh my God. Anywho, yeah. All
So-
right. Well, should we sign out?
I guess so. I mean, this has been fun. Who are we going to have as our guest this week?
I think
I feel like,
I think we
I feel like they're late.
Let's blame Terry. Terry, you missed your appointment. But
Yeah.
we should have Terry on next, I think.
Yeah. And I'm getting we got to do the dads soon. We got to do the dads.
Oh.
People keep
Okay,
asking me,
Terry,
like, when are you
then
going to
dad.
when are you going to have your dad on? And so my dad's situation is evolving into a much more reliable circumstance for us to have him on the podcast. So he
Technology
sold
wise.
his house.
Okay.
He sold his house, which was an hour away from my stepbrother. And he moved, and they bought this week. They bought a new house, which is 10 minutes from my stepbrother. So we'll have a technical fella who is an avid Two Homeboys watcher, Douglas.
All right.
Shout out to Douglas, who's got the best jokes.
Shout out to our follower.
Douglas, the follower. So and he's got great jokes. So we'll have to have Douglas on at some point also.
Pretty fun.
But
And Jonathan.
oh yeah,
We've
for
got to
sure.
have Jonathan on. Yeah.
We have Douglas and Jonathan as a brothers episode. Well, I've got three. I've got 3 brothers, so we might need a little more time.
It can be
But anyways,
a little claustrophobic. Little.
but he'll be able to assist. My dad now is going to live 10 minutes from
That's
him,
cool.
so he'll be able to assist in getting him set up on all of the things. And I'm assuming Isaac will just come there and be live with you, or do you think you would have Isaac at his home on?
No, he couldn't be at home.
Between two palms.
I like it. We're changing the name of the podcast.
I gotta get some.
Yeah,
palms.
I guess he should come here. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd probably be the easiest for you. And but my dad will be in Florida, so we'll have to do his portion remote. But yeah, I think it'd be good. And the people are asking.
Oh,
The people are asking for the dads.
And
And my dad's got a bunch of furniture stories. So
my dad too. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, we might as well just get popcorn and watch them too.
We could just turn them over to like
We just be moderators. Hey, you can't. Yeah, I know. My dad will go AWOL, man. He'll, I'm sure
you
yours
got to
will
bring
too.
them back in.
Yeah, reel them back in. That'll be fun. I think that'd be a good time.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen.
All right, it's been real. Catch
hope-
you on episode 10.
I miss talking to you in between episodes, but I get it.
Save it for the podcast.
Save
Save
it for the podcast.
What I'm trying to say is, do you miss me when we're not together?
I miss you. I think about you a lot when we're not
Those
together.
fucking guys on Shits and Gigs, man, they crack me up.
Yeah.
He was like, I was hanging out with Troy the other day. You've been spending a lot of time with Troy.
Well, and
Those
the
guys are
accent
hilarious. The
makes
accent gets
them,
me.
makes them a little more interesting. Do you think that our accent makes us more interesting to foreign, like to all of our foreign subscribers?
To our fans around the world, possibly. So it's interesting. So Sasha gives me a lot of shit because I'm a little hood, right? So I'll say like, "Dim shits are good," or something like that. And the first time I said, she goes, "Dim shits?" Like she was like, "What are dim shits?" Right? And so I have all these like kind of hood ways of saying things, and so all of her exes have had accents. Like she's very into like foreign and accents, and she's lived in various places around the world. And so the other day she called me out on something I said, and I was like, "Oh, you're digging my accent, huh?" So now my Ebonics lingo is an accent. That's what I'm calling it. So anyhow.
Yeah. Well, Owen just got back from Ireland. He went to Ireland.
Okay.
And he's like, the accents are really interesting there. And so it
they
makes
get
me
thick.
wonder if they're interested in our accents, but they're just too proud to say anything about it.
Well, they have like they will mock us like we mock them. I mean, not like rudely mocking, but mimic, I guess.
Yeah,
They
mimic.
can do American accents. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
There's an
dude,
American
catch a wave, bro.
Yeah, nailed it.
American
Just like that.
Nailed it.
Well, and Alex just went to Italy. Did Alex did he find that people found his accent interesting?
The girl I talked to, she said she liked it.
Oh,
Hey.
dim those lights. We're about to. Before you got on, we were
Those
playing with
lights.
the lights. Let me show you something.
Alexa, turn
Before
off
you
the
came
podcast
on,
lights.
before you came on, we had a late night talk show for the ladies, man.
For the
Remember that old
ladies.
movie, Ladies Man Drinking Cavassier? I got that
Yes.
cognac. I feel like I'm gonna have to pour another Cavassier. Just one more for the next one. We
Let's
have
see if my computer screen lights up.
smooth. We have a smooth beats by the artist.
You know, fucking Alex
BB
had me
King.
buy all these stupid lights. I should have just left my computer monitor on. It's way better. Good Lord.
No,
This
that's
is way
not
better.
better.
What?
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
much
not.
more dramatic. And then it cuts off my double chin.
At least two of them, but the other one's better.
Alexa, turn
No,
on
but
podcast
earlier
lights.
we had one on, I think, but really low. We had one on, but it was kind of low, and it felt like this is too dark. This is like,
Yeah, but it allows the logo to show up a lot more. Duck down for
Yeah.
just a second.
see, there it is.
Two homeboys. That's sweet. Is it? Do you have a cord? You had?
Hey, ladies.
Where's it plugged
Yeah,
in?
Cordless. Hey, don't ruin the magic.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, that's wireless electricity, folks. Only at Classy Art. Ask for your local sales rep. I like this lighting right here. It does feel like radio night show. What do they call those?
Howard Stern.
Remember when people,
Shock Jock?
huh? Shock Jock?
Shock Jock was
Mm.
Howard Stern.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah,
you don't
they
know
were like
what
people
Shock
trying to
Jock
make-
is?
No, I've never heard that. You're way
You-
older than me.
No, I'm not way older than you.
How
I am slightly older than you.
old are you? Turning 50?
50.
50.
50.
That's 2 quarters.
No,
So that's seven
you're
years.
43.
7 years.
You're 43.
That's not way older.
44.
It's enough. It's enough. It's enough to like not know some of the things you know.
No, we both had telephones with cords on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex is like, what is that? Did you see the TikTok that was going around a year or two ago? And they're like, can you imagine like how cool would it be if everybody just had like a phone at the house where just anybody can use? And we're like, it's a landline, you
Well,
idiot.
I like the one that you see where they say, like, how do you hang up a phone? Or how do you answer a phone? And like
That's
we
hot.
go, and then
That's
they
hot with no
go,
eyes.
or we go, how do you
Oh,
hang up a phone?
right.
And it's this compared to
Yeah. I
that.
saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
how do you
you
roll
know,
up a window?
This one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's funny. Or you remember you had the antenna on the home phone? Like when we went cordless, you had the antenna and they'd always bend and then you're fucked.
Oh,
And then there was like the sharp tip or whatever because the bent metal. Or have you seen the videos where they have like kids try to dial with a rotary dial?
Yeah.
That's fun. I feel like I want to take a picture of this lighting. We're cutting this out anyways, right?
No, we're not cutting anything out.
Damn it.
Everything plays. We're cutting out the whole Hawk 2 part.
Absolutely not.
That's off-brand.
the whole episode is off brand. This had nothing to do with home. This was all boys. 2 boys.
I have
2 young boys.
no. Back to Diddy. So, anyways, Diddy.
Diddy diddling dudes.
Yeah. All right.
The
It's 9
diddler,
o'clock
that's what we
here.
call it. Well, now I just poured me a Cavassier that I got all this mood light.
Yeah, that's true.
dim your lights. You were looking good in that dim light.
Alexa, turn off podcast lights.
Perfect.
Oh,
You look great there. It's the best I ever
that's
seen
the
you.
computer screen.
Oh, it
That's-
scared me.
If I open Outlook, that's okay. Look, watch. So that's Outlook is open. Outlook is closed. That's the difference.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're lit up, but no, the other light is way better. Way
I
better.
like this. I like this better.
Yeah, good thing you're not in production.
I am in production.
No, you're the talent.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Speaking
Yeah.
of that, so I'll go back to this fucking Sirhan thing and the talent conversation. Owen just went to New York.
He went to Ireland and New York.
Man, he's a fucking world traveler. So
Jeez.
he is this. So Sirhan is a guy who was on $1 Million Listing New York.
Mm.
So it was like an A&E program about following these real estate agents around New York City. And there was 3 agents. He was one of them, and he sort of became famous for that. And he has just parlayed this into a whole thing. So now he has his own real estate brokerage, and he's got agents and offices branded as his real estate company all over the country, I guess.
Okay.
One of these agents is in Orlando. And this guy who is a Sirhan, so the main dude's name is Ryan Sirhan, and he has an agent or agents in Orlando. And this agent in Orlando has a videographer that follows him around all over the place. And then Owen is the behind the scenes videographer for the video. So all
that's funny.
doing
The behind
the scenes of the other. And they just sent him to New York with the regular videographer because the main guy, Ryan Sirhan, has a new show on Netflix called Owning Manhattan or something like that. Like so he has now he has parlayed his part in this other show into his own show on Netflix. And to, for all of these agents around the country to celebrate the premiere of this show, they all went to New York. And this Orlando agent flew his videographer and his behind the scenes videographer, which is Owen, to New York for 3 or 4 days and put them up in hotels, and they filmed all of this shit. It's really an impressive.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's been remarkable. So now he's doing that in addition to all these other things that he's doing.
Cool story, bro.
Bitch, I knew you were going to say some dumb shit like that. You hate all of my fucking stories. This is why I ask so many questions, because you hate all of my stories.
That's not true. That's not true. We would have been friends this long if that was the case. I would have been bored. But no. That is cool. And so is that what inspired you to do the behind the scenes of yourself today that Bree told me about?
Yeah. So that was also it. I'm in this free Amazon thing. So I had the opportunity to get a free iPhone camera stand. And so I thought it would be kind of interesting to see a behind the scenes of what this is like in a time lapse fashion.
Yeah.
So maybe
once you sit and start recording, I'm sure it's going to get kind of boring because you're just sitting there for 2 hours.
Well,
you're going to do this.
And the lights are going on and off. And I
want to see how accurate that is. We need to do a side by side.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me, Joe.
Oh, I absolutely will. And it keeps freezing, so I'm not sure how well it's recording, but I have done it before. We were in Arizona. Me and Owen and his girlfriend were in Arizona, and we did this little hike that felt like it took 45 minutes. And I had the time lapse on through the whole hike. And the video was like 10 seconds long. It's like, holy shit. So I'm thinking that it needs a lot of time. And I'm hoping that it ends up being like a 1 minute video condensing this 2-hour ordeal.
We'll see. We shall see.
All right.
I want to do a time lapse of time
lapse.
I'm going to do a time lapse. That's that new shit in case y'all haven't heard about it.
Time lapse.
No, I want to do setting up the showroom in High Point.
Oh yeah, you should.
We did one in Vegas, I think, a long time ago.
Is Crown Mark in a different showroom this market?
No, but there's more to the story that I'm not at liberty. Cavassier got me. Yeah, I don't know that that's public information yet, but I do believe that they have acquired a new space, but they'll be in their original space as well.
This is public information because I saw
it will be public. Okay.
Well, no. I saw something on one of those industry publication emails that said new expanded showroom, and it had showroom numbers, but like they didn't mean anything to me, so I didn't know if
Wednesday or Thursday of this week, everybody's like, "Oh, it's not public, don't say nothing." Like, why would you not? Wouldn't you want everybody to know? So they took the winners only space, in addition to their already ridiculous, massive, incredible showroom space.
So they're going to occupy that same corner that we're sort of accustomed to, and beyond.
Yeah. So they're now both sides of the elevator.
Do we have an itinerary set up? Is Sasha going?
Of where Sasha is coming. She's gonna be, she'll be there Friday through Sunday, I believe. I think she flies out around 4-ish. So yeah, we'll have to put some itinerary together. I haven't thought about dinners and things like that. Have you guys started booking client dinners?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
we're always the last ones. We're not going to the fucking Chinese place.
It's
overpriced Wagyu.
Trump.
No, it's not. It's a Chinese restaurant.
First of all,
what am I supposed to call it?
Call it the X Spot.
We're not going.
Why are you making it racist?
Because it's a Chinese restaurant. I would say it's an Italian restaurant. We're also not going to fucking Martha Stewart's shitty ass
First of all, you picked that bullshit.
It was not.
What did you order? You had to order.
I ordered fettuccine Alfredo with not mussels. What's
truffles?
That? Truffles. Fucking A.
It was so terrible. The ambiance was incredible, but that's what you're paying for over there, especially in the X Spot.
The ambiance was not incredible.
All right, forget about Martha Stewart. X Spot ambiance was off the fucking charts.
No.
That's an experience you're never going to do again. The food was phenomenal, but the price tag didn't justify it. As great as it was,
didn't justify it. I would rather have a monkey come around and bring us French onion soup. The ambiance was not incredible.
Let's go back to the monkey with the French onion soup. Where do we? I would probably pay a lot for a monkey to bring me French onion soup.
Well,
where's that?
Maybe not French onion soup, but Charlie and I,
like President Biden.
On the side street of Bally's. Whatever that side street is,
there's only one
side street. And so right across that street, there's like a little sort of Italian restaurant in what looks like a bit of a strip mall sort of thing. And we went in there and there was a dude walking around who had the accordion or whatever the squeeze box thing. And he had a monkey on his shoulder and the monkey would sort of walk around. And I've heard that you can't have the monkey in the restaurant anymore. And so they don't do the monkey thing, but that was a fabulous sort of experience. It was way better than Cirque du Soleil.
So you actually had a monkey bring you food?
I mean, I don't know if he brought me food, but he was just there hanging out and that monkey was cool.
Feels unsanitary.
I mean, it really does. I get it.
But-
I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah, yeah,
argue
yeah.
about keeping the monkey.
So Toca Madera, you went to Toca Madera with us, right?
yeah.
The
That
flame
was-
place.
Yeah.
Fire
Yeah.
thing?
Yep.
They're opening a place in Houston. I think it's open. They just opened it in Houston now.
That was where we went with the AFW. No, the
not AFW. We went with American Signature folks,
Yeah. Yeah.
who are
They
no
were
longer
super
American
fun.
Signature folks.
Have they landed somewhere else?
I don't know that they want to go
That's fair.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they want to go somewhere else. So
They were super fun.
they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure they're still super fun.
You're no longer fun. Yeah.
So
That was great. We had a great time.
yeah. So let's start thinking about what to do next. What to do this market. I'm sure Doug will take Doug out, but I don't know who else. I gotta go down the list. Is there anybody you want to take out?
Yeah, good question. I don't know.
All right, we'll think about it offline
Yeah.
for all of our followers. If you guys want to you wind and dine,
Hit us up.
hit us up while in Vegas. But yeah, it'll be fun, and we'll meet offline about our daily stops.
Where to go and who to hang out with
market.
and
Yeah.
all of that.
We're getting a little bit more serious about the display. Michael's going, Priscilla's going. They're
Oh,
going a
really?
day early. Yeah.
Jeez.
So
All right. Well, I'm
Heaven
gonna
forbid
try to
work.
get a tan before going there so that my teeth look whiter.
Why
You have very white
did you
teeth.
whiten your teeth?
I am whitening my teeth. It doesn't work.
Mine are purple in this light.
Yeah, but in the in all those headshots of us, you had very white teeth.
Thank you.
So I got to step up my game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
All right, broski.
thanks,
Let's get out of here.
guys. This was Two Homeboys. We love y'all.
Why is he doing it like that?
I don't know. You know, too much peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, the screwballs got him.
Screwball.
Give us another slogan.
Screwball. Screwball. If you're out of jelly, I don't know. I got nothing. That's it.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, man.
All
Love you.
right. See you, bro. Love you. Talk to you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was nice because we were able to pick the best sellers and things like that. What you found was
Bitch, I can see you falling asleep while I'm telling my
I'm
story.
not falling asleep. Look, just try it.
You would be